Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am so excited. Thank you for joining me for my YouTube journey this evening. I am featuring some very special guests. Sean and Marianne from PANICd Paranormal History will be here with me tonight. If you have not had the opportunity to check out their channel, I highly recommend that you do so. I probably didn't put the, oh, you know what? The link is in the description, absolutely. Now I know that for absolutely certain. I'm excited to see you all here. If you have a question in the chat, do not hesitate to message one of the moderators. They will message me directly on my phone so I can ask them the question. But without further ado, guys, I'm so excited because I know lots about Sean and Marianne, and you don't. And by the end of the night, you're going to get to know a lot about them. They're fantastic human beings, and I'm really excited to get a chance to introduce them to you. So let's do this. And hello, Sean and Marianne. It is wonderful to see you this evening. Wonderful. How is everyone doing tonight? Are you guys doing well?
We are doing great.
Awesome.
Great. Awesome weather. No rain, no storms.
Yeah.
It's a good day.
That's a switch.
Yeah.
It is a switch, and Michael T is now typing as me in the chat, which is always fun. Oh, that's fantastic. Well, guys, I'm really excited to have you and Marianne here tonight. I've known you guys. It's probably been closing on a year now, I'm thinking, since we got a chance to meet up in Gettysburg. And I know you weren't feeling as well in Gettysburg as you are now, which is, it's awesome because we might get a chance to meet up again this year. But, you know, I'm sure that I caught you, you know, long after your YouTube journey started. Can you, I just want to know, how long have you guys been doing YouTube?
Well, we started the channel back in 2010. And from 2010 to 2017, we had 22 subscribers.
But then again, you only put out, what, like 3 videos the whole time?
Yeah, we had 3 videos. So,
you know,
we actually used YouTube as our, like, video server for the database, actually, for that time period.
Right.
You know, for, well,
and for
7 years.
And for us taking people out and going to locations, we gave them a little video clip about the location that we made.
A little history video. But you got to remember, too, back in 2010, it wasn't easy making videos, like putting them on a computer. And, you know, you got to digitize the tape, and hopefully the tape doesn't break and that kind of stuff. So, you know, it wasn't like, you know, we use a cell phone now, take a video and edit it, you know, that kind of thing. So,
oh yeah, and now there's all kinds of free editing software. Back then, it was just difficult to find editing software.
Oh yeah. So that's how we started. Is we used YouTube as basically like a video server for our database.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, do me a favor then, guys. Tell, I know all about your channel, but tell the audience a little bit about what PANICd Paranormal History is all about. Tell us about your channel.
You gonna do it?
Nope. It's
Come
all
on.
you, buddy. It's all you.
All right. Sean, Marianne Donnelly, owners of PANICd.com and DarkShadowGhostTours.com. PANICd.com is a database of over, actually the number has gone up. It's 907 locations across the United States with paranormal claims. In that database, we document the history, the ghost stories and folklore, paranormal claims, and resources for the location. So in November of 2017, we started a series called Our Haunted Travels, which features the 277 locations that we have personally visited out of the database. And then we add to it our personal experiences and why we believe the locations are haunted. That is what we're putting on our YouTube channel now.
Man, that's freaking awesome. That's incredible. So what, excuse me. So what made you decide to actually become a YouTuber? What made you decide to share your adventures out there with everybody?
Well, the decision for our haunted travels, it was a combination of two separate things. One, we're part of a radio show team called Beyond the Edge, where we started taking locations out of the database, and Marianne and I would go on the radio show and do a thing called our Haunted Spotlight, or the Haunted Spotlight.
Right.
And it was just a 15-minute, real quick, cram what I just told you. History, paranormal, ghost stories, all that within 15 minutes. And then it went on hiatus. And so we're kind of like, okay, we're getting all this stuff that we're collecting, pictures and all this research and everything that we're doing for the database anyways. And I'm looking through pictures, and I'm like, I go to Marianne, I'm like, I don't remember this. I don't remember being here. I don't, and the one that sticks out, and I keep telling people is, I don't remember sitting in a gas chamber somewhere. You know, it was somewhere we were at, and I was sitting there, she took the picture. So we were talking, and I said, I think what we need to do is start our own series called Our Haunted Travels. Well, I don't know if that was the name at the time. But I said, why don't we put it on YouTube? And we have our first book out. There's going to be a series of books with these locations too. And we do that Behind the Haunting. That's going to be a book. So we're kind of documenting this stuff because I'm starting to forget, you know, all the places we've been. It starts to blur together after a while. And some of the places we've been, the history is just amazing. And, you know, it's like we go beyond history. We dig deeper into different things. And I find that really interesting and cool. Marianne does. And that's kind of what we're doing, is kind of leaving the, you know, our haunted travels. So
yeah, I get lost in the history research and everything. I did that yesterday. I was looking for one specific little thing, and I spent the whole day because I said, oh, I need to find this, and then I found this thing that ties to this, and I'm like, ooh, and I need to find this, and all day, I spent looking for one little tiny thing that led to everything else.
That's awesome. I think that's the kind of research that makes your channel so friggin' interesting, though. Well, that and the unbelievable voiceovers, but I'm sure we'll get into that at some point. So you guys started out as basically a paranormal channel. You didn't really do anything before that?
No.
No.
Now, that is super, super rare on YouTube, that you kind of start out knowing exactly what your channel's going to be, which is pretty freaking awesome. What's your release schedule look like?
Well, we try to do Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then live on Saturday. I try to keep to that. If I'm going to go live on a Thursday night, or Marianne and I are going to go live on a Thursday night, we won't put out a video. We'll just do it live. So that schedule, the Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, is pretty much all I can keep up with working full time too. So that's a lot. Pretty busy schedule for the bulk of the information that is in our videos. It's, you know,
absolutely
a lot of prep work.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, the sheer volume of information that you guys impart when you do your videos is unbelievable.
Yeah, I'll do more of the research, and then I send it off to him, and he does all of the other stuff.
Yeah,
he does.
She'll record the narration, and then I'll put it together.
He'll release it. He'll do all the.
As you guys know, it's not just posting a video. You have all that other fun stuff you have to do to. Yeah. So.
Absolutely.
She's the talent and clickbait.
So that's all I do. I just show up.
Well, that's awesome, though. So, what's it like working together as a husband and wife team? I mean,
it's fun.
I've worked with my wife occasionally, but you guys are doing it all the time.
Yeah, it's fun. It's something that we could do together. And it's like, you know, it's one of those things, like, we were going to do this anyways, because we have been doing it since 2010. You know, it's just, we would just put the information in the database. So it's like a hobby of ours anyways. But adding the YouTube piece has been able to like meet guys like you know what I'm saying, and meet communities and share our story and that kind of thing, which makes it like even more fun, more interesting. You know, like we'll go some places like, okay, we're gonna have to stop somewhere, and it'd be cool to tell them about this place over here, and you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, we just kind of incorporated it into our hobby, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And it's fun that we get to do it together.
Yeah.
That's the best part, I think. Do you guys produce content on any other platforms?
We have Facebook. Every once in a while we'll go live on there.
We have pretty much all the social media except for Snapchat. We don't do Snapchat.
We don't do Snapchat. Snapchat's too.
But as far as video content,
sometimes we'll post clips on Instagram and go live on our Facebook group, which is getting huge. But yeah, it's just another thing to add to the work schedule, and this is supposed to be a hobby. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You this video and you get it all done, and you spend it. You're real proud of it, and then you're like, okay, now I got to spend the next 2 days like posting links out. Hey, come watch. You know, to do another. No, not yet.
It does get overwhelming pretty fast.
We're getting back into the podcast though in August, so I guess we do produce content on podcasts. We have another podcast called Untold History Revealed, which is like an hour-long podcast. Her and I, kind of like the same thing, but it's more history. And we put that on hold a little bit, but Beyond the Edge Radio is coming back as a podcast in August, which we're going to be a bigger part on the show. So
yeah, it's going to be like the whole first hour this now. So it's a 2-hour podcast, and so we'll be the first hour.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, the way that you guys tell a story, I think, really lends itself to podcasting as well, because, you know, I know lots of people who listen to, you know, an hour, 2 hours of podcasts a week just in their car while they're riding. So I think that's awesome. What is your favorite part about being a YouTuber?
I think... Well, you want to answer that? You're not talking.
I don't really have a favorite
part. What's your favorite part?
I don't. Honestly, I don't do that much, so I really don't have a favorite part. I think
you like the live. You like the live streams because you get to interact with the chat. She's our like #1 moderator, so she get interact and she remembers people and that kind of thing. You like that, don't you?
Yeah,
you like that part.
It's kind of like teaching. Say hi to the kids, you know. When they walk in the door, you gotta say hi, right? You do the same thing in the live streams. So
I like taking the information and putting together the story. That's the part that I like, is like telling the story through, you know, not just the narration, but the music and the visual and all that, and putting it out. Because, you know, besides our channel and our vlog channel and that kind of stuff and everything that we do, I do this at work too, for educational stuff, which is the most boring thing, you know, education technology. Like, you got to walk through, here's how you program your phone, voicemail, that kind of stuff. So this is kind of like a creative
outlet.
Yeah.
That's I totally get that. So you guys are producing a lot of content. You must have a very specific process. What kind of trying to describe to us your process from beginning to end, you know, from filming to release? How does this work?
Well, from beginning to end, you went from ground zero to video out, right? Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So the first thing that we do is kind of organize, like if we're going on a trip. So that's where what it starts. Like, we were just away this past weekend. Okay. So when we go on that trip, we look in our database, see if there's anything close to where we're going, and then do research to see if there's other areas that have a paranormal claim, just one that we're stopping there. Okay. So we take that information and we plan out the trip so that we could stop and get footage and that kind of thing. Then when we come back, we dump all that in the folder. Now, the next step is to make sure that I get that all in the database. So as I have it in the database, we're looking up the history, the ghost stories, the paranormal claims, and documenting all that in the database, because there is like an outline for our script. Okay. So from that point, when we're getting ready to lay out the month, so to speak, like this week we're going to cover this location, you know, we lay out at least 4 to 6 in advance. I'll tell Marianne, like, okay, this week we're covering Fort Necessity.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just let her know. She knows she has to have that narration for the history to me, like, by tonight, you know, that kind of thing. And it's like, we've done this so much, we're like just it's second nature. So when she gets free time, she looks it up, comes in here to the studio, shuts the door, records the narration, drops it on our server. And then from there, it's all up to me to find the video to put with the narration and just keep building the parts of it to make the full video and try to have it done by Friday, you know. So that's pretty much the process. And then, of course, after it's posted, the promotion of it to get the links out to everybody and all that stuff. Now, and then we just repeat the process.
But some of the earlier ones in the database, we don't have any video footage from.
Yeah, we have mostly pictures.
We didn't do video back then when we started this in 2010. Yeah. So we didn't start doing any video at all until 2017.
Right.
So anything from before that, it's all plain pictures. So then he has to make every picture move and everything too in the video.
Or we might have just an audio recording from someplace, or night vision, or, you know, from an investigation or something like that. So it's just getting all that media together. We literally have a 32 terabyte server just for our media that we keep everything on, and just getting everything organized, you know, as we're coming up to those locations. Because I think we covered 54 locations so far out of 277. So we have enough content.
We don't even have to travel for a long time, but we'd like to.
But we're still traveling, you know, we're still going to new places.
Right.
So
well, that's one of the things I love the most about YouTube.
Yeah. Sometimes we'll get a chance to circle back around. And kind of like, we've been there before, but we didn't have video. So now we could go back and get, you know, video and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, we're going in 2 years back to Atlanta. Yes. Did you see that?
Yes.
Okay.
We go to Atlanta a lot for my biology conference. I'm a biology teacher by day. So that's one of the reasons why we get to travel is I go to my conference every year. So we get our summer vacation and we get to go whenever I'm going on my trip.
Which is normally November.
Yeah, so we've gone to Atlanta like 3 times already. This will be the 4th time my conference has been in Atlanta, but it's in a different place every year. So we kind of travel around the country.
Yeah, that's how we got to San Diego and St. Louis and Memphis and Denver a couple times. You know.
Denver in November. Much rather Atlanta.
I laugh about that because I said it's a biology conference. And I said, what's wrong with us? We're supposed to be the smart people. We go to Denver in November. We know like how this whole weather thing kind of works, right?
We've got it figured out pretty well.
But yes, we choose to go to Denver in November.
Denver is a beautiful city. I'd just rather see it when it's 80 instead of 40.
No, yeah, we had like 3 feet of snow overnight one night when we were getting ready to leave Denver and come back home.
One year we got to go to Cleveland.
Oh.
That's right. Yeah, 1 year we did.
Isn't that like right down the street, right?
An hour.
It is.
An hour away. Cleveland to fly out. Cleveland's to fly out, not to stay.
Yeah.
Like having to be a Cleveland Browns fan is not torture enough that you have to go there on vacation, right?
Yeah, then we stayed in a hotel across from the stadium. So
yeah, we got to look at the stadium all day, every day. You know that we were in the hotel.
Oh well. So you guys obviously have an amazing process, and you work really well together. So what part? What do you wish you knew when you first started on YouTube that you can impart to folks now? Because I know that there's so many things on my journey that, man, if I only knew that 10 months ago. What have you guys learned that's important knowledge for new folks getting into YouTube to have?
Community. You gotta look at YouTube as not just a place to put your videos and tell your story, but you need to get involved with other communities as well as focus on creating your own community. because
otherwise nobody's going to watch your videos anyway.
Like
so
I
what's
said, we went from 2010 to 2017 with only 22 subscribers. Most of those were probably friends and relatives that went and checked out the video. But if we knew back then, if I knew back then that, okay, it's a community type thing, can you imagine where we would be at now if we started back in 2010?
Mm-hmm. Oh, so, yeah.
That was a big thing. I mean, from 2017, once that sunk into me, it's like, oh, I get it. Because our Facebook pages, between the 3 Facebook pages we're on, we have like almost 12,000 followers on Facebook, and that's the community part. I didn't get that with YouTube, and once that clicked in, I mean, we're at 24 something now, as far as subscribers, because we're taking part in communities and building our own community. Which, if you get that in your head, you'll do fine. Yeah,
for sure. Is that cricket on your end?
Oh yeah, that's actually the frogs in the neighbor's pond. Yeah. It happens every time we go live, no matter what time of the day it is. It's either raccoons or the frogs.
Yeah. And we're in the city.
Yeah, and if you go out in the front yard,
frogs.
We've got the deer and the turkeys. But
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what's your favorite location so far that you guys have ever visited?
Ooh. Well, go ahead. Say it.
I love Lizzie Borden, so the Lizzie Borden house for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, that might be our summer trip, is to go and expand on the Lizzie Borden stuff a little bit.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Get some of the other locations, like the jail cell where she was at, and the
her
family
school
farm
that they're planning on tearing down next year.
Yeah.
I gotta see that before they tear it down,
So if for the folks in the chat, if you haven't seen, if you haven't watched a PANICd video before, they have a full series on Lizzie Borden that was just epic that they did earlier this year. It's really, really good. Really good. So check that out. Hopefully one of my mods can drop a link to some of that in the chat, because the Lizzie Borden one, I know my wife was just glued when you guys were doing that. It was friggin' awesome. So what is the scariest location that you guys have ever done any kind of investigation at?
Well, the scary places that we investigate would be the prisons. Those get a little bit, there's areas in prisons where we kind of like get the sense like maybe we shouldn't go down there, that kind of thing, and we don't. But as far as like scaring us, we really don't get, we'll get to the point where it's like, okay, that's a little too much, take a break, go outside. We don't get like scared, because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that stuff. We have a list of claims that people have said it's happened, and we go and try to see if we could duplicate that. So we're kind of aware of it going in. However,
that probably makes a big difference.
Yeah. However, like I said when I introduced us, we had another website side business, which is kind of like a production type company called Dark Shadow Ghost Tours, where we would take people out to locations and show them how to do a paranormal investigation, and we would go over and teach them the history and how to use the equipment and that kind of stuff. Well, the one place where we got really scared was not because of the location, it was because we were organizing an event, and this was at the Mansfield prison. And we took 50 people with us on a bus, and we broke up into
groups of 10.
Yeah, groups of 10. And because we had a staff with us, so
yeah.
So Mary Ann and I were had one group, and I went back to what they call the safe room. It's just a place where you supposedly safe.
Yeah, it would have just as many paranormal things that would happen there as any other room in the building, but they call them safe rooms.
Mary Ann had the group up on the 3rd level
of the cell blocks, the 3rd tier of the cell blocks.
And one of the ladies that was in the group, she was an older lady. Her and her husband won tickets. We did something, and they got free tickets to go. So they thought it would be fun to go on a ghost hunt.
They had never done anything like it before.
Done it before. She felt like she got pulled into one of the cells while they were walking by, and freaked out on us. So Mary Ann was with that group, and I'm walking back. I heard the lady scream, and right when she screamed, I saw a shadow figure come down off the cell block and shoot out the thing. Now, you would think a normal person would just freak out because they saw a shadow figure, and I'm like, no, I'm like, oh, that's cool. I wish I would have recorded it. I'm up here worried about this lady screaming, and we had to get her down, and you could tell the rest of it. Because she literally, after she screamed, she froze solid, and she wouldn't move. She was not going anywhere. And so we're on the 3rd tier of the cell blocks, and this is a prison. There's not an elevator. You just get in and go down. So you're going to have to walk down 3 flights of stairs. Yeah. Like, she's frozen solid. It's not that she almost had to carry her down. But, yeah, so she wasn't a tiny woman, and so her husband was like helping, and I was helping, and Sean was helping. We were literally picking up her leg and putting it on the next step and making sure she wouldn't topple over. And she finally, we got her down, and I got her outside, and she sat outside in the bullpen area, and she just smoking the cigarettes one after the other for like an hour. And then I finally got her to go back inside to the safe room after like 2 hours. It was ridiculous. Yeah. So Sean took the troops, and everybody else, they went on investigating, and I sat with her for pretty much the rest of the night. But that was the scary part for us, is like, how are we going to get this woman down out of the cell block? Meanwhile, we're worrying about 45 other people that's in the building. So, yeah. We kind of like don't do Dark Shadow ghost tours as much anymore. We did it after that for about we did it for a year or two. But yeah. Now we just find it easier for just the 2 of us to travel. It's so much easier and less stress. We can get through so many more places. And with the Dark Shadow ghost tours, that's how we got into murder mystery dinners. Because in the wintertime, you don't want to go to these places that don't have heat. I am a fair weather ghost hunter. I'm not going to go in a place with 50 degrees and sit in the cold and try to talk to myself or ghosts or whatever. So we would put on murder mystery dinners to help build up the purse to rent these places in the summertime, because they're not cheap. Some are $650, some are $1,200, $1,500 for the night, and so you have to have some cash to do this. And if you remember, we're education people; we don't make a lot of money. Yeah. Plus, the equipment's not expensive or not cheap either. So, yeah.
Oh man,
that's a long answer, but
yeah, but that's awesome, because the scariest thing about anything you've ever done was actually involved with other people that were there, and that's kind of cool, actually. Monica asked where you guys first found Travel Boris. If for the folks in the stream that haven't seen it, Travel Boris, I have one right there. He was a Christmas gift. He's awesome.
Boris is over here with us.
Well, I'll tell you. See, I have a degree. My degree is actually in internet marketing. It's like computers with a marketing, put onto it. So for our businesses, everything has a logo or a mascot or something like that. So this one right here, this ghost costume, is actually the mascot for Dark Shadow Ghost Stores. It's actually a costume Mary Ann could put on, Glenn the Ghost, and walk around like a ghost and that kind of thing. So I said, we need a mascot for PANICd, because we didn't really have anything. And Mary Ann, you suggested. No, I did. When we picked this room to move in for our studio,
we had him.
She had this in here.
I had him from biology for years.
So I said, let's make this, our mascot, but we'll let the community, our parapeeps, name them. So we put out a poll and said we use Boris or Vincent, or I think they're, like the old horror movies, and everyone voted Boris, so that named Boris. And then Mary Ann found the little travel Borises, so that when we go out, we take pictures, and now we offer them to people. Actually, Travel Boris was just in Florida.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, so we got pictures from Travel Boris.
Yeah, but the first time Travel Boris started traveling was actually last year to Gettysburg.
Yeah.
Previous to that, he hadn't been out and about.
Yeah.
Well, my Travel Boris is definitely going to have to do some traveling this year. I can't wait to get out and do some traveling.
Now, Travel Boris is very excited to meet your Piney, But now Tiny's disappeared.
Yeah.
He is. He is.
Is he still traveling?
I guess. I don't know when Piney's coming back. We'll have to see what happens. It may not ever be on this particular channel. And people in the chat are like, Piney, what the heck are you talking about?
Piney?
Yeah.
Poor
Oh,
Piney.
man. Now, we have reached the segment of the show where I've recognized the fact that there are a lot of humans in the stream. And as humans, we have questions, or some of us have questions that are not YouTube related. So Monica has taken it upon herself to ask some human questions that are not YouTube related. So her first question is, in your opinion, are ice cream cakes considered cake?
Do you want to answer that?
Sure. Technically, I would have to say no, because it's not made of with flour and things like that. And one of the big consistent things for making a cake is flour. There's no flour in there. So I say no.
Yeah. I hate ice cream cakes. I used to work at Dairy Queen. Had to make them.
See, I think both of your opinions directly mimic Monica's.
Ice cream cakes when I first came out, but now I don't know if I'm just old or what, but I don't really enjoy them anymore. But it's funny you should say that, because I used to make ice cream pies where I used to work at Scooper's Ice Cream.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Monica would mimic your answer. She does not believe that ice cream cake is a cake. But question number 2, do you like surprises?
I don't. I like to know what's going on and be prepared. I don't like surprises.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Kind of spoils Christmas.
Yeah. It really does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
All
All righty.
ahead of time, but
And that's the same thing even with our ghost hunting things too. I like to know before I go to a place a little bit about it so that I can talk to the spirits a little bit more knowledgeably.
yeah.
Well, that makes perfect sense for what you do.
But some people like to know before, or don't like to know before they go, so they could just get a plain reading. I want to know so that I have something to talk about with the ghosties.
Well, that makes perfect sense. It absolutely does, because you're going to get a better response if you know what you're talking to or who you're talking to. So question number 3. Cereal boxes used to have toy surprises inside. Did you dig to the bottom and pull out the toy, or eat the cereal first?
I ate the cereal first.
Dump that baby out. That's right. Dump it out.
Oh, yeah, I was a dumper myself.
That's why they make Ziploc bags.
Oh, man. So do you guys like karaoke is her 4th question.
Karaoke.
I have not participated ever in karaoke.
You'd be good. You'd be good at karaoke.
Maybe.
Never really did it.
Yeah.
Marianne has a nice voice.
Yes. Yes,
Awesome.
I used to.
She does. She does. She used to be in a choral company in high school, and a cantor. Is that right? Correct word for church?
Yes.
See?
I was a cantress.
I'm firing.
Cantor is the male, a cantress is the
Cantress.
female. But yes,
For church.
in the choral company and chorale
Yeah.
in high school, and I auditioned for Mac Huff. I don't know if anybody out there has a musical background, but he is a composer, and I auditioned for him and John Jacobson. I didn't get the part, but I did get to audition.
That's where you developed all of your amazing voiceover chops. I'm telling you, amazing. So are you more excited about today being National Superman Day or National Peanut Butter Cookie Day?
Peanut Butter Cookie Day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
And
what I said.
And I did know that because
yeah?
yes, I have another part of my life that involves some ties with the North Pole, and so every day the North Pole sends out this little memo about what's the day doing and what the elves are doing. So
Yeah.
I knew that.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Another website side project of ours.
So what do you guys do when you take a break from the paranormal, the ghost hunting stuff?
Some of our other toys,
Yeah.
you know.
We have other little side businesses, like we do green screen photography.
Mm-hmm.
So we could go out to an event and set up the green screen. We've done car shows where we can go out and we take pictures. And then we have a system set up where we can actually print on site and make keychains, buttons, and T-shirts and that kind of stuff. Or if we don't use the green screen, we also do characters like Easter Bunny and Santa Claus and that kind of stuff.
Yes,
and
we get all their
we
buddies
can print them
to come
on the
out.
site too and that kind of thing. So we have a bunch of little side things like that. Mary Ann mentioned the North Pole connection, so to speak. So we have our book out about that.
I was going to mention the book and ask you about that.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a website, Assembly of Legendary Figures. It's kind of like the movie Santa Claus, you know, so we have like the different characters. Actually, one time we had the Twitter for Edward Hinklemeyer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the head elf. Yeah, just kind of weird stuff like that.
So, yeah, for those of you in the chat who do not know, Mary Ann and Sean wrote a Christmas book. Tell us a little bit about how that came about.
He got sick.
I got sick. I got sick. Actually, that was the last year I played Santa Claus. We have 2 Santa Claus suits. Mary Ann, 3. Mary Ann has a Mrs. Claus suit. And we would do like private parties.
We would go out with Santa and we would make sure that, you know, he visited
and
the children.
Yeah, so I quit doing that. And I got sick between Christmas and New Year's. Yeah, so in 3 days I wrote that book because I couldn't get off the couch. And it was like, you know, it's like a technical manual. You've seen it. It's almost like
I do have it.
Stuff I write at work. So I just kept thinking of different things.
Use stuff,
you know, for the union, for the elf union.
Yeah, well, having that connection to the North Pole helped us to get all that information, and we wrote it down for them.
So we published it for the elves.
That's right.
Very nice. Very nice. Oh, man. So do you guys have a video that you just hate, but it's really popular, so you can't get rid of it?
Yes. Yes. Our number one video that is continually gets views daily, and actually it just got monetized again because I changed the title on it. I guess I don't hate it. It's just, it's not very well put together.
Yeah, it was back at the very beginning. Obviously, a lot has changed through the progression of his videography skills.
Yeah, we started making videos sitting at the dining room table. One of those things. It's not even framed right, and it's Mary Ann doing the narration and talking about a particular event that took place, and it's taken off like crazy. I wish I could go back and change, just swap it out. You know what I mean? But
yes, I do.
Yeah, but it's one of those videos you can't really take it down because we are getting views and we do get subscribers from it. So,
you know, it's funny how that works because when the longer you do YouTube, the more likely it is that you're going to have a video from your past that just jumps up and says, "Hey," and people love it, and you're like, "Man, it's just." I can't even believe I released that. I have quite a few since I've vlogged daily. Oh my goodness. So what's your biggest failure as a YouTube, and how did you guys overcome it?
Oh, I guess this is me since you don't YouTube.
Yeah, I don't.
You know, we're still struggling. Well, I'm still struggling trying to work it. You know, if anybody is growing a channel and doing well, it takes a lot of time, and just building that community and going in and being able to watch other people's videos and comment on them, and you know, that process for us is very time consuming, especially working full time too. So And then with this memory issue, and it's just an age thing. I'm not like dying or anything. It's just, you know, I got a lot going on up here. You know, it's like sometimes I don't remember, you know, channel names and match them with the videos and that kind of thing anyway. So, you know, I need to fix that, because we were really doing well back with the Lizzie Borden and all that, and our momentum was just skyrocketing to the point where I got burnt out and had to take a break. But, you know, I was going to other people's channels, watching their videos, taking notes, you know, and commenting on the live show and that kind of stuff. I mean, you have to do that. You have to pay it forward. You have to build that kind of stuff. So that's where we're lacking. And it's a crucial part for growth. But then Marianne like nudges me. It's like, why are you worrying about this? Because you're originally doing it to document our travels. Just focus on that. And, you know, it's like I'm torn back and forth. That's what I'm dealing with now. It's like, you know what? She's right. I should just sit back and, hey, if we get the subscribers, people watch, great. If not, make the next video, you know. So, yeah, that's where I'm at now.
I hear you. Yeah, that makes perfect sense, actually. I totally understand. So is there another YouTuber in your niche that you haven't worked with that you'd love to work with? That dream paranormal YouTuber?
You know, to be honest with you, I would like to collab more with as many paranormal channels that I can. And the reason behind that is might be a little bit non-YouTube-ish. Okay, because of the database. You know, I want to find, and when I started in November looking for paranormal channels. If you guys try to search stuff on YouTube, you know it's like crazy trying to find stuff. So I want to work with paranormal groups to have them provide links of videos and stuff like that for the locations. You know, so that the database gets bigger, and, you know, you pull up, we're doing Fort Necessity. I would like to know if there's been other paranormal groups there, if they've investigated, if they've had experiences, if other people has been there, that kind of thing. That's our path in the paranormal. It has been from the beginning, and it'll continue to be. Is not saying we went out and investigated and here's what we found. It's here's what people are saying about this location. Have you had these experiences? Here's what we experienced when we were there, and just kind of put that together. You know, does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because you know, I think we all grow from other people's experiences as well. So I think, yeah, it definitely makes sense.
So as far as being like a larger YouTuber to collaborate with, that would just be for like our personal growth type thing. And I would, to me, and it's always been the same with business, I would rather have 500 people working with than 5 large people. If that makes sense. You know, kind of spread out and be diversified a little bit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what's the future of PANICd Paranormal History? And you know, what in the future, do you have a location that you just wish you could make it to and haven't gotten there yet, or any kind of big video plans?
Yeah, we want to get to we want to go to Alcatraz. That's on the list. We want to go to Winchester House. We just have to figure out how we can get out there. You know, unless the conference is out there. We want to hit like southwest Ohio and down that angle. We haven't hit there. So like Trans-Allegheny, people ask us all the time, have you been there? No. It's only 5 hours from us. The Dayton area, right? Patterson Air Force Base and all the, you know, that UFO stuff and all that. We want to hit there. There's a castle down. So, you know, that area we want to focus on. And I think that would make some great stories and videos, that area down in there. So that's the immediate future. And then, of course, we want to go back to St. Augustine.
Me too.
That's what our first book of our haunted travels is, St. Augustine. So we want to go back and we've only done a couple videos about there, and they were pictures. So I want to go back and get video to do the rest of the videos.
Awesome. Awesome. So do you have other YouTubers that you watch regularly?
Besides you guys? Yeah, I'll tell you my guilty pleasures. There's a guy that I watch, Nomadic Fanatic. I don't know if you heard of him, but he basically is a full-time RVer, and he travels the country chasing 70-degree weather.
Oh, he's my hero now.
Yeah, and he's been to places that we've been to. That's why I kind of got like hooked up with him and watching him, and then actually we got an RV because he tells you about the RV stuff. Traveling, we started watching Traveling Robert. He's kind of the same way, but he doesn't do it full time, but he travels the different places in the RV, and it's kind of like a nomadic lifestyle. I would love to someday to be able just to take off in an RV and just go to haunted locations across the country. That would just be awesome. But
yes,
I like to eat too. I need food.
Yeah.
I need money.
And then of course there's all the members of our communities that we kind of go and watch.
That's why I said you guys.
So,
yeah.
You're welcome to always come and visit me. Monica's dying to meet you guys. We're probably going to try to get out there at some point before the end of the summer or in the early fall, but hopefully before you guys have to go back to work would be best. Definitely. So, let's see. We've got a question here. Oh, Mike Van Duzy wants to let you know that when you guys do go to St. Augustine, he definitely wants to get a chance to work with you a little bit. I got the chance to meet Mike when we were down there. He's an awesome guy. And Timmy. Oh my goodness. Absolutely. And Pam made the trip to come visit us as well. So there's actually a lot of really, really cool people in that area who are really devoted to the enjoyment of YouTube. And I think I would like to go down there and visit the St. Augustine Lighthouse with you guys, because that particular adventure looked really fun.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah. And they've added several new buildings since we've been there.
Yeah.
So that their whole footprint is changing. So
pretty awesome stuff. So when you guys are not ghost hunting, you have all this other stuff going on. It's just crazy. What is your favorite pastime outside of the paranormal piece of it?
Sleep. No, we like to just get away. That's one thing that we like to do, and it's great we both have the month of July off. Like we know we're going somewhere this summer. We don't even have hotels booked or anything like that. We just get lost. Because our daily grind, working for a school district, Marianne has to be there at this time. So the bell rings at this time, and I'm the same way. I have to be there, that schedule, and it wears on you year after year after year. So when you could take a month and just get lost and recharge, that's what we like to do. And we always find something that's like, wow, I didn't know this was here. I didn't know that. The one we just did.
We've been to the same place a couple times.
Yeah, we always find something else. The one that the video we just put out about General Braddock's grave, we found that in 2017. We went out to do the Bigfoot
camping adventure.
Yeah, the Bigfoot conference. Mm-hmm. And just driving from our bed and breakfast to the campground, we looked over and here's this grave site just on the side of the road. I'm like, that is like, we're stopping. So we stopped. We started digging. I was like, holy cow, this is General Braddock. He was like the commanding officer.
We didn't dig up General Braddock that day. So when you say digging, we didn't actually dig.
Yeah, you did say we got out and then started digging. I
started digging into the history because I did dig up a whole graveyard. Yeah. I don't know if you can see behind me. That right there. That's actually the book that was written about the dig that I did. And up above that you can't see is actually a piece of a coffin from a grave.
You can get that picture up there.
That I dug. So I did dig a graveyard. So he does have to check every.
Yeah, I gotta double check her what she's walking away with. But it's always just find something off the beaten path, and that's cool for us.
So you guys recently returned from a Bigfoot convention and got to meet some TV Bigfoot hunter celebrities. What was that like? That had to be just, because it's kind of a different element than I think what most people would consider paranormal. I mean, when I think paranormal, and I could be wrong, when I think paranormal, I'm thinking, you know, ghosts and apparitions and, you know, strange noises and things that go bump in the night. And Bigfoot's kind of more
let me explain
mythical legend kind of thing.
Let me explain the definition, because most people think that too.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? But the field of paranormal, the definition of paranormal is just things that cannot be scientifically explained. Okay? So then the field of paranormal does cover the ghosts and specters and poltergeists, whatever term you want to use, spirits and that kind of thing. But it also covers cryptozoology, which is Bigfoot and all those different unexplained.
The Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, it covers
Chupacabra.
Mothman.
UFO sightings and that kind of stuff. So at this conference which is outside, because it's just a Bigfoot conference, it's a paranormal conference, but it's mostly Bigfoot investigators. But there were people there, ufologists,
other
researchers like us. A lot of people didn't talk to us because it was mostly Bigfoot, but so we got to meet up with people that we kind of run circles with. And actually it's put on by Eric Altman, who is the producer of Beyond Edge Radio. That's why we get asked to go out there, because we're part of that radio show. And so he invites the mountain monsters. They were there.
I think I've seen an episode or two of that. I forget what channel it's on, but I'm relatively sure that I've seen it. And yes, Michael T just said in the chat, if you have any questions for Sean and Marianne of PANICd Paranormal History, please type them in the chat and I will get them to them, because I can't believe it either, Sean. It's been 53 minutes already. That's crazy.
We're a little long-winded.
You're a little long-winded.
I know. I'll shut up.
I am with history, but he is with, you know, what we do. So.
Well, and for me, what you guys do, I don't know. It's just fascinating. I personally enjoy all of the paranormal aspects that you just mentioned. I would have no problem going to scary places and doing paranormal investigation. Monica, on the other hand, would be more than happy to stay in the hotel room while we do it.
Oh no, Monica has to come.
We'll get her a change.
If Monica came out on an investigation and actually saw how boring it is,
she wouldn't be frightened.
She would be like, "Really? This is what you guys really do behind the scenes?"
Well, I know the one night that the night that I met you guys, or the day that I met you guys in Gettysburg, then I think that you ended up doing an investigation, like right near where we went live on your.
We did.
Thing. Right where we went live.
Right over the edge and onto the pavement, because you know you can't do anything in the national park on park property after dark.
Yeah.
You know.
Which NPS people will probably have our faces like wanted posters. There's a lot of travel people again.
So it was about 20 steps from where we did the live with you.
Yeah. Right where we went live, we investigated it, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. And the lawnmower guy was no longer there. So if you guys have not seen those live broadcasts, I'm pretty sure you guys still have it up. I know I have it up. But we went live, and right behind us was some monuments and all that kind of stuff. And there's just a dude mowing grass right behind us the entire time. It was really fantastic.
Well, you said mowing grass. I said he was picking up golf balls. But
he certainly seemed to want to be on camera as much as possible. Oh, that was fantastic. Are you guys going to make it out to Gettysburg again this year? Are you doing other stuff in this area?
Don't know yet. We don't know. We'd like to, you know.
I'd like to
for a year.
We tend to get to Gettysburg every other year or so.
Yeah.
We went out there last year, so it's not technically on the trip agenda for this year. But someday I am going to make it there in November. I want to be there for November 19th some year for the anniversary of the Gettysburg Address being read. But as of so far, I haven't managed that yet. But, you know.
Someday. You do know that it's cold there in November.
Yeah.
I do know that, and that's primarily why we haven't made it there yet.
See, you're like me. I'm chasing that 70-degree weather.
Yeah.
I'm chasing the 70-degree weather for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
We'd like to go, but
but if you could make it summertime weather, that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
4 years for some more global warming things, and we'll see what happens.
That'll take care of it.
I saw this thing on the Science Channel just the other night, and they said that the axis of the planet is actually tilting in such a way that if it continues on the same path, that we would have a dramatic difference in the climate of North America, in which case that would put, I thought they said something like Cleveland would end up being on the equator, and I'm thinking, bring it on. Yeah. Unfortunately, with that same tilt, that puts yeah, unfortunately, if it continues the same tilt, it puts the UK on the North Pole.
Yeah, that would suck for them over there.
I don't. Yeah, they wouldn't be keen on that. But I'm not planning to move to the UK anytime soon.
They could Cleveland with us.
Yes. So for anyone who's in the chat, we are gonna have a YouTuber meetup in Canada on the Canadian side of Niagara Falls over the weekend of September 20th. Over the weekend of September 20th. I myself and Monica, my lovely sandwich maker, will definitely be there. I do believe, tentatively, PANICd videos, Marianne and Sean will also be attending. So if you guys want to meet them in person, it's the perfect opportunity. If you're interested, you can message me directly on Twitter. I can hook you up with a group that can give you, oops, sorry about that. I can hook you up with a group that can give you all the information, the lodging information and food and the whole 9 yards. It's going to be an absolute blast. The last time we had one of these meetups was in Baltimore. We had well over 25 YouTubers show up. It was absolutely fantastic. I'm looking forward to getting together with you guys and just knowing that at least know it's going to happen at some time this year is going to be awesome. Yes, I said Canada, you do it. Sorry, guys, if you haven't seen the best hour of my day, I have weird tics. It is what it is. So it's been an absolute pleasure, guys. We're going to have to close out the show, but I want to make sure that you guys have the opportunity to say anything that you want to say to the awesome folks that came and hung out here with us before we get off.
Just give us a chance. Come check out our videos. They're not that scary. More history.
Yeah.
But just beware. We'll throw a little paranormal zing in there every once in a while. And this guy makes his presence too. So, yeah, just come check it out. Check out a couple of videos. See if you like what we do. If you do, consider subscribing and ring that bell.
And actually, that's one of the things. I got a couple of comments with folks saying that paranormal stuff freaks them out. And I get that. Monica is exactly the same way. In fact, probably one of the most freaked out person by paranormal that you could possibly imagine. But PANICd Paranormal History is kind of different. They do paranormal. They do they do paranormal investigations, but they do them in a way that is historically relevant and interesting. There's occasionally some spooky stuff, but it's more within the context of what happened in the house or the story that happened in the house. You know, so you're not going to see like these big build-up shots with somebody getting the poop scared out of them or anything like that in their videos. It's not what they're all about. They're about telling the story of what happening there and seeing if they witness any of it. It's really fantastic stuff. If you guys like great storytelling and narration, I highly recommend that you check them out. The links are in the description. Sean and Marianne, thank you so much for hanging out with me for this hour. It has been an absolute pleasure. I really, really do appreciate it. Man, I hope we can do this again soon. In person, it would be even better. I would like to, by the end of the summer, get the 4 of us, and that would mean also my lovely Monica sandwich maker on the same stream for the best hour, and we just have a freaking blast.
Let's just make it happen.
Yeah.
Yes, we definitely should.
Yeah, she had to work last time.
Yeah,
so
she
did.
Make it happen. She did. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for joining us for this awesome hour with two of my favorite YouTubers. I really appreciate you spending the time and energy to come and hang out here with us this evening. I want to thank Michael T. Panetta for being behind the scenes this evening and helping us out by running the show from a remote location. He did an awesome job of producing this one, and hopefully you guys can do me a big favor and leave a comment down below and let us know whether the stream went off without a hitch, whether it looked good to you, because hey, we're changing it up. Technically, we want to make sure that it's as high a quality as we can manage. So guys, thank you so much. Do me a big favor, and you're only getting one, June 12th, and I know it's late in the evening, but you guys can go out there and make something special happen, because you know what? It makes the day more memorable. Hug your kids, hug your wife, hug your husband. Do something nice for somebody else, or just, you know, call someone you haven't talked to in a long time. Make it special. Make it memorable. Go out there, find your adventure. Have a great day, and I will see you soon, guys. I love you big time. Thank you. You guys have all changed my life. I just want you to know that. Thank you.